Okay, hello, welcome to CashX Chronicles, Volume 5. No intro, straight to the point. We got Cash. You got some important things to talk about today. Spoiler alert in the title, Dividend X, new coin imminent. But before we get to that juicy news, should we have a little roundup of what's been happening, well, in Pulse Chain, certainly with regards to CashX and Distrox?
Yep.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. So I had just while I was waiting for you, I had a little look. My understanding is we have burned 6.16% of the supply of CashX now.
Yep.
I mean,
specifically, we bought and burned 6.16%.
Absolutely, my friend. That is a huge difference. Generally, I say that's just a given in this community, though, isn't it? Yeah, that is bought off the market. Burnt forever, never to be sold.
Forever. Pushing everybody's percent of the pie up, you know what I mean? Constantly, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So I like the fact I'm able to DCA in with little claims of certain farming things I've got going on. So I like increasing my supply slowly. Unfortunately, I'm not rich, but slowly. But what's also happening is, as when you're buying and burning, the percentage is going up for me as well. So that's just going on in the background. I'm DCAing in. I'm a very happy bunny. But let's have a little look at the chart, shall we? So if we share screen, share screen. Let's just have a look. Are we showing that? We're nearly bloody StreamYard. Here it is. Okay, so we've got CashX. So we have been hovering around. I mean, you'd have to be living under a rock not to know the incredible volatility and changes to price and major core coin dumpage the last few days. But we are remaining sort of intact, really, aren't we? We're at 2.81 ratio against PLS. We was pivoting around that 3% for a bit. I think some of the liquidity pools that we're part of in the dumpage has dragged us down. I could be wrong, but from my analysis of the blockchain, no one's selling CashX, really, are they? It's just
no. It's a shame. I wish they would, but they're not.
You know what? I think those that sold have sold, and those that are holding know what they're holding. So. Then definitely. Certainly not racing to sell, are they? So I mean, we can see the pools. That's just one of many. If I jump to the LPs, we've still got, even with the price dumpage, not too concerned about USD, but still got over 30,000 in liquidity. The Distrox is still a huge pool. Nothing's been taken out of LP. In fact, LP has just been added. More LPs been added with some more people joining the farms, I believe. Yeah. So what has happened though with the buying and the burning, the total CashX in liquidity, well, that's the funny thing. It's going down because you're buying. It's being bought and burnt by the Treasury, but more people are adding. It's just quite much. I think we've got over 30% of all current supply in liquidity.
Both treasuries a couple of days ago took some time out from the buy and burn to add some liquidity and add to the farms. So basically both treasuries, one day CashX Treasury and Distribution X Treasury was buying Distribution X for one day, pairing it with cores, adding it to the farms. The next day both treasuries were buying CashX, pairing it with cores and adding it to the farms as well. Now we're back to the buy and burn.
Awesome. Yes, I remember you saying that. And it was quite serendipitous timing where you decided, okay, we'd reached a milestone with the burning. Let's have that break for a few days. And at the time when you was looking to invest in cores, you got some juicy deals, didn't you?
Yes. And we also took one day. So we did 3 days of stopping the buy and burn, and we added to actuator farms. So we increased our share of Hex over there too for both treasuries, right? And it was at the perfect time when Hex dumped, right? So we got some good positions there.
Excellent. I mean, again, actuator, what a fantastic protocol. I'm hovering around looking at those charts. Crispy Man's updated charts every seems like every few minutes to see if there's any deals for some trading on the HTTs. It's really reassuring, as I know in the chat, in the Telegram, are appreciative that our treasury is on the case when it comes to that.
Both treasuries as well. We're doing some rotating as well when the discount changes. We're rotating, so we got about both treasuries. We got about just over 5 million hex sitting on the sidelines right now, and we probably made approximately from the rotating about 500,000 hex in profit from the rotations, right? So that's just all sitting in the treasury, and we're just waiting for some dips in the HTTs, and we're going to redeploy, right?
Fantastic. So with the options the treasury has available, it is stacking, isn't it? You know, you're getting the tax revenue, you are earning from your investments with the treasury, but just the treasury in itself, what you're doing is you're making smart trades at the right time just to grow that treasury.
Yes, like I said, guys, I'm not a trader, but I know good deals when I see them. You know what I mean? So I know when things are good and when things are even better to rotate out and then rotate back in, right?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So that's CashX. DistroX looking in a similar position. Oh, very, very quickly though. CashX is that you're approximately 2.8% up on Sacrifice. So Sacrifice never been in the red.
2.8x, not 2.8%. 2.8x.
2.8x. Yes, that's what I thought. I said that. Beg your pardon. Absolutely. So with DistroX, bit of the different chart to look at to launch. We did dip under very briefly for under a week. There was let's say, I'll say diplomatically, you shoot the shit, but some fumbles with bags, we would say, with people. That just meant the treasury, holders were happy. We're back in the green, and since going in the green, we've not dipped back down into that into the red. So I'm sorry, I thought I was sharing the chart. Here's DistroX chart. We was 0.1 was the ratio for PLS. We're now 0.135. So that's a 35% increase. From SAC people back in the green. Many SAC holders weren't at all bothered about the price because we weren't selling. We was using our DistroX in the farms. So DistroX gave us 11 farms to play with. Do you know? I'll jump on the site, but do you know offhand how much DistroX has been distributed through those 11 farms? I know it's on front. I'm asking you a question, whether you know it off the top of your head or not. Cash, not a problem.
Yeah. So total approximately 1.6 billion so far has been distributed out. So it's total 16.5 billion that comes out over the first year. So we're about 1 month in. So approximately 1.6 billion has come out.
1.6 billion, right? Okay.
Yeah. Nice. But both treasuries are farming over there, right? They've bought Distribution X, they've bought CashX, they've paired it up, and they're farming in there. CashX Treasury also DCA'd with some cash flow when Distro was under SAC, and they CashX Treasury scooped up about 415 million, and that's holding liquid, and it's receiving reflections. It's burning the CashX that it's receiving from the reflections, and it's stacking the Distro X that it's receiving from reflections, and it's also claiming from the farms, stacking the distro that it's earning in the farms, and Distro X Treasury is also farming in the farms, and whatever it collects from the farms is also burning. So that 1.6 billion, maybe we have about 5% of the farms, plus a lot of big holders are farming and won't let it go. So I would say about 75 to 80% of the emissions that are coming out of the farms are going into diamond hands that will never sell. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's me for one of them, a small part of that, of course. But just looking from what you saying that you only need to look at the price from what's been going out. People haven't been getting it and then dumping it for another coin, have they? We haven't seen any kind of dippage. I know you're going to stop me and say you want to see that. You want people to dump it so you can buy it up. But you're absolutely right. The people that are farming are holding on to it. And an element of that, as you say, is the treasuries doing that, and that is also as good as bought and burnt. You might have some other options with it.
Yes.
Certainly not to be sold. You may hang on for the reflections to earn more and burn that, but it's as good as burnt to begin with, isn't it? So fantastic. Okay, so I'm looking on the Nexion. I'm just saying we've got some CashX, PLSX, CashX, PHEX. We've got a few, haven't we? Now, people, we've shown this before, so this is just a recap, because what we really want to talk about is the new hot thing that's coming, where there will be some more of these farms, won't there? So let's just jump back. Let me just
to point out, our farms have the highest TVL there on Nexion. Out of all the farms, our farms got the highest TVL.
Let's have a look. Absolutely. So there's some stats at the top, isn't there? Here we go. CashX UPLS. Yeah. CashX Distrox LP. So two out of those three are the CashX farms right there, isn't it? Fantastic. Yeah. That's what we like to see. Okay. Cash, it made me start salivating with FOMO. You said something yesterday and I almost fell off my chair. So what's the big news?
All right, so we're doing a SAC, and we're releasing Dividend X, and it's going to be coming out in 5 days, right when SAC finishes. When the SAC's done, we're going to do I'm going to do the airdrop, so it'll take probably like 3-4 hours to do. We're going to launch the farms, and trading will go live, and we'll have some farms. It's also going to help provide more liquidity for CashX and Distribution X, give more use case, and as we know, more Distribution X that goes out into the farms and into contracts. That's less people collecting reflections and more for the people holding the coins as well, right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. So, sorry, what did you say? What's the coin called?
Dividend X.
Dividend X. So it's not Distro X, it's Dividend X. Now, forgive my poor ignorant mind. I'm certainly not TradFi, thankfully, but dividends. So what's the notion of a dividend? Is it because namely that's sort of what the coin is going to be doing, isn't it?
Yes. Okay. So basically, for Distribution X, we have reflections and we have farms. Over here, we're gonna have reflections. So you're gonna earn reflections of CashX, Distribution X, and Dividend X. It's also going to built-in burn all three, and we'll have the regular 4% that goes to the treasury that we use for buy and burn. This will be a little bit different with the cash flow. What we're going to do is we're going to use about 25% of all the cash flow that's going to feed revenue share right from the start. So we'll have the farms, we'll have the reflections, and then we'll also have a single stake pool for Dividend X, where people can stake, and 25% of the cash flow is going to go over into the single stake pool to reward people for revenue share right from the start. Well, after the first 48 hours. So what we're going to do is the revenue share will be forever, and it will always grow forever. But we're going to put on the farm on the pool for the first 6 months. It will be a 6-month pool. It will be extended. But so as we start, obviously the cash flow at the beginning is zero, right? So the APRs will be zero. But every day when we're generating cash flow and we're putting 25% of that cash flow into those pools every day, the APR in that single stake pool will go up and go up and go up, and it will constantly go up for the first 6 months, and then it will level off as we continue to just feed the pool there, right?
Gotcha. Yes, Cash. Just to let you know, we've got one of our community with us. We've got Capo Joe. So
what's up, Capo?
There he is. All right, I've added you to the. You can be seen and heard. So we've got our very own CashX musician Bard with us today. Maybe he'll give us a song.
Best music and videos as well.
It certainly is. Okay, so brilliant. So staying. We've got someone else in the chat. Who else is there? Oh, Shotgun. There you go. So. Shotgun, hello, sir. You're added as well. So maybe we'll have a duet. You never know.
What's up,
Hey. So we're just discussing about the new Dividend X. Cash is just telling us that for loyal holders that want to hold and stake, we can do that from day one. And it just explained how that happened. Okay, so it's different. So hang on, we've got Gary. Let's just add Gary. There's loads of us now. Obviously, guys, any questions, do just ask. Just try and wait for a gap just to then throw your question in so it doesn't get all overloaded with cash. But my first question to flesh out some more information from Cash would be, okay, we got the dividends. So that's single-sided staking. I'd imagine that's in Nexian as well. Is that the only thing you can do with it, or is there going to be farms as well?
Yeah, so we're gonna have 8 Dividend X farms. So out of those 8, the 2 are gonna be Dividend X, CashX, Dividend X, Distribution X, and then the rest will be Dividend X with core coins. And then there will also be a couple CashX core coin farms and a couple Distribution X core coin farms as well. So we can expect anywhere from 11 to 13 or 14 farms, depending on the amount of SAC that we get, will determine the supply and the runway and how many farms we can put up there. But for sure, we'll have 11 farms for sure, but possibly more.
Excellent. So there will be some incentive for people to obviously put their Dividend X into LP as opposed to single-side staking. Really important. And is that going to be reflect get the earning? Will you be earning Dividend X?
Yeah. So those farms will pay out Dividend X. The single stake will pay out a core coin. That's to be determined. Whatever the community decides, that's what the coin will be for the single stake pool. We can also we can basically fill a pool for like a first 30 days or 60 days, and then we can say, okay, guys, do we want to do a different coin as well? And then we can do maybe another single stake pool that maybe rewards ink, and we can keep doing that. So we have different pools paying out different core coins, right, over time.
What is not good?
Yeah, gotcha. Guys, I've added everybody who's in. If you just keep yourself muted while you're talking to yourselves, but of course unmute whenever you want to ask Cash a question. So we've just found out that we've got farms to earn Dividend X by farming Dividend X, and we can also single stake for basically community's choice. Yeah, it could be a stable, it could be a core coin, but that's something that can be decided by the community. Now, Cash, I watched your video.
One second. If you hold Dividend X liquid in your wallet, then you'll receive reflections in CashX, Distribution X, and Dividend X. So there's going to be a lot of options and a lot of different things to do with it, right?
Sure. Yeah, good point, actually. So you can earn. Oh, tell me, I'm having trouble thinking. What way won't you gain from it? You'll gain if it's liquid in your wallet. You'll gain if you're farming, and you gain if you're staking.
Yeah, and with the buy and burn. With the buy and burn, we know the ratio just constantly goes up, right? You know what I mean? Like it can dip, somebody can sell, but Treasury eats that up and we continue back on the way up, right? And the more people that sell, the more we buy and burn, that's less in the future for people to dump. And another thing, so it's not a farming token, it's 100% deflationary. It doesn't mint any more coins. Once the supply is minted, there will be a 10 to 12 year runway for the farms. So like we did with the Distribution X, 1 year supply will go into the farming contracts. The rest will go to another wallet and just sit there, and then the farms will re-up in a year. And obviously, like Bitcoin will do a halving on the emissions as the ratios go up and the price goes up. Less coins will be available year after year after year.
Okay, so much in the same vein as you with DistroX, how you plan to do that. Yes. Now, I watched your video.
And there's also, 1 second, there's also a buy and burn built into it as well. So it's going to do a 0.5% buy and burn on CashX, 0.5% buy and burn on Distribution X, and a 0.5% buy and burn on Dividend X. So it's making all three deflationary as well over top of our Treasury buy and burns.
Brilliant. That was my next point. So I watched your video. I listened to the breakdown.
One more thing.
Go on.
CashX Treasury and Distribution X Treasury for the
Yeah.
first 48 hours, just like we did on CashX launch and Distribution X launch. It will pause the buy and burn, and it will go to growing the treasury. So what we'll do is CashX Treasury and Distribution X Treasury and Dividend X Treasury will also be buying Dividend X, pairing it in LP and adding to the farms as well. So we don't do like other people do, like pieces of shit, like we mint the coins for free and then we pair it in liquidity and we farm. No, they'll be starting liquidity. That starting liquidity that we pair will go into a separate wallet that won't be used for farming, because obviously the dividend X coin that we get, it's minted out for free. So that will just be for the protocol liquidity, not to be added to the farms. Anything that any treasury adds to the farms is bought and used. So none of it is free minted. You know what I mean? None of it at all. So all treasuries will DCA into the coin to add into the farms. And so what we'll do is the CashX treasury will be holding it liquid as well. Whatever it earns, it will hold liquid. The reflections from CashX, it will burn. The Distribution X treasury will be farming. It will be stacking it in its wallet. It will be earning the reflections. The Distribution X that it earns will be bought and burned, and same with the Dividend X. So it will also help with more buy and burn as well.
Cool, gotcha. Excellent. Yeah, that makes total sense, and that answers basically the question I was going to ask you, just about the breakdown. It's a 7% tax, isn't it? So same 4% treasury, and then that other 3% is the 3 coins burning and reflecting. Okay, I've got one question before I'll ask anyone if they've got any questions for you about this. I watched your video and I noticed that you mentioned eHex would potentially be a farm. Is that something that was on your mind we've seen a lot of talk about hex and parity and dumping and volatility recently. So how's eHex going to fit into this?
Okay, so we'll have a farm with Dividend X, eHex, Distribution X, eHex, and CashX eHex. Those will be 3 other farms that will be in there as well.
Nice, juicy, excellent. I remember asking that some weeks ago, and that's great that's now on the cards, because as far as I'm concerned, it's just the same thing. It's hex. So, okay, guys, we've got a few of you in the room. Is there anyone that wants to ask Cash any questions about this Dividend X?
Hi, guys. So, not the question. He tells it so fluent that I have to listen it 3 times. That it makes sense, because it's too fast. You do like this, and then you do it like this, and then it goes like this. And congratulations, because with CashX and Distribution X it worked. We can see it. And I see also, as longer the SEC, as more cheaters come in. So
yes,
we saw it with Richard Hart. The SECs were too long,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it was in the top of the bull. So we were all trapped.
Yeah, it's always best to launch at the bottom, right? So when things do move up, our treasuries are worth a lot, and we're going with the same game theory here, guys. When PLS gets to 10x SAC, we're going to convert the treasury as well into stables that will bridge to different chains, that will start generating cash flow in stable coins, and all these treasuries will just be bridging in a ton of money into Pulse Chain constantly, right? So we'll basically be helping our Pulse Chain too, bridging all these stables in from other chains. You know what I mean?
Yes, but you think the bottom is in, because when you look at Ethereum, maybe we can touch 1,400. So
no, I'm pretty confident the bottom is in. Like it was this time 4 years ago, give or take maybe a week, that I was buying Ethereum around $850. The bottom was in on Ethereum this time 4 years ago. So I'm pretty sure the bottom is in right now, and I think we'll see the Bitcoin bottom come in late January, early February.
Yeah.
I've got no idea. All I know is that at the minute, if I want to put on ramp some money for this, it's a good time to do it. Because just say £20, even £50, that's going to get me some PLS to SAC. Now that's the next question I asked Cash. CashX was a 1-to-1 ratio to PLS. DistroX was a 10-to-1. You're only accepting PLS again for the SAC. Do you know now numbers, what it will be?
Yes. So 10 PLS will get you 1 Dividend X.
Oh, okay.
So it's a 10-to-1 ratio.
The other way, yeah, because distro was you'd get 10 for every PLS, didn't you? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Any idea about the supply? Is it just dependent on how big the SAC is?
Yeah, depending on the SAC, and it's going to be the same thing, just as a distribution X. Approximately 20 to 30% of the supply will go to SACers, a little bit for liquidity, and the rest will go to the farms over 10 to 12, 10 to 15 years. And also the CashX treasury in the liquidity wallet that's holding all the liquidity and coins. There's a little bit of CashX left in there, not much. I think 11 million that will be paired for starting liquidity. About 2 billion distribution X from that treasury will be paired in liquidity with Dividend X. And then we're shooting for approximately 250 to 300 million PLS out of the SAC that will be used for liquidity as well for Dividend X.
Okay, nice. So that's going to be some really healthy sized LP with distro there, and cash, of course. Distro, that's going to be like the biggest one. So that LP bonding will be quite significant, which is always
the
nice.
The calculations that I got going, if everybody who's farming, 100% of the people dump the Dividend X, we're good. The treasury can handle it and buy and burn more than what's actually going to come out in those farms. You understand? So I know about 70-75% will be hoarded and hogged, and people won't be selling. But let's just say everybody farmed it and dumped it, we're still good, and the ratio is still going up. The treasury can handle it.
Yeah, good. I remember asking you about that with distro. Well, it wasn't so much a concern; it was a query, and the fact that you'd already gained it out with the math was really reassuring. With what
calculations are the most important thing in crypto. A lot of people don't realize that. They think, oh, let's just pair some liquidity and throw up a farm and throw some coins in there. No, you can't do that. You got to make certain calculations. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna wreck your users. You're gonna wreck everybody, right? You're gonna wreck the price. You're gonna wreck the ratio. Everything needs to be thoroughly calculated.
You've also got to make sure that the coin you're giving out in the farms is because people are holding your coin, not just any old farms as well. Hey. As we've seen, so,
there's a lot of use case, right? And launching this is creating more use case for CashX and Distribution X as well, right? And more use case, more in contracts means more reflections for the user that is actually holding.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think this. I know people may go, oh, another coin, is it going to get too diluted? I personally think you've absolutely shown how it fits in and complements, and I would potentially you could argue if this is not the case, but it seems like this rounds out the ecosystem now. You know, maybe you have another trick up your sleeve, I don't know, but it's certainly it all complements each other. It doesn't seem like another stack. It seems like the final piece almost in the trilogy, really.
Everything's tied in, and if you notice, like so it's 10 PLS to 1. So like we'll be seeing some really nice buy and burns and some really nice reflections on the CashX Distribution X and Dividend X, right? Yeah.
Well, that's volume permitting, isn't it, with these coins? But the ace up the sleeve is that the treasury, the tax is a treasury in itself, so it has options, but the treasury is also farming, investing, and creating that cash flow anyway, isn't it? So we're going to see some nice burns. Is there, guys? Is anyone else got any more questions?
Yes, I have another question. To take the fear of my friends, like the impermanent loss, what they always speak when they at LP, and the CashX DistroX pool. is this like a pool where you don't have this impermanent loss when they keep in balance? I mean,
When you
this
make
will not shoot
when,
up like the
when you
impermanent loss
when,
problem, you know?
when you make LP, people
Yeah,
always have, well, ratios change. But with us, you're sacking PLS and you're pairing cores with it. And as our ratio goes up, you're getting more cores. So it's basically it's selling some of your CashX for more cores that you put in. I call it impermanent gains. You know what I mean? So
yes, yes.
and with the APRs, it kind of balances out because you're getting more of the cash X and more of the distribution X in reflections. You're getting more of the distribution X from the farms, while your ratio is going up, and it's stacking more cores inside your LP. And for people who don't like LP, we got the single stake for you to earn cores, and that single stake that is funded from the revenue share, right? So we're generating revenue, and with that revenue from our external investments, that's what's giving you the core coins for your single stake pool.
Capo, perhaps was you talking about the CashX DistroX LP in
Yes.
particular? Well,
Yeah.
what really that I would argue, again, it's an opinion, but it's subjective, because when the ratios change, you will end up with more of one coin than the other. But it's which one do you want more? If I wanted CashX and in fact I ended up with less, I may see that as an impermanent loss because I wanted more CashX. And obviously vice versa. Generally, I'd like to probably think most people that see both coins as equally as valuable wouldn't really mind how that ratio adjusts. It's almost quite a safe LP to be in if you don't mind which coins.
When we convert the treasuries, the CashX treasury and distribution X treasury will basically have the same amount of US dollars at the end when we're ready for revenue share. And when we're ready for that revenue share, it doesn't matter if you have CashX or distribution X. Both coins are deflationary. Both coins are going to pay you DAI, and the treasuries are going to be basically the same amount. You know what I mean? So either way, you can't go wrong with whatever coin you have.
So keeping it there. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's actually a really good point that Cash has made, actually, because it is important about the treasury. Although they're different, as I say, you can see it's almost largely as one. It's going to be split equally. So we're going to reap those same rewards regardless which coin we have more of.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, Cash. Is there anything?
And I just wanted to point out one more thing. So our CashX buy and burn is at what, 6.17%. And our distribution X buy and burn is at almost 1.4% of the total supply. But we have to understand that the total supply is not out. It's sitting in wallets, and it's ready for rewards for the farms over the next 10, 12 years. So I would say
that's DistroX, isn't it?
Yeah.
CashX is different.
Distro X. So I would say out of Distro X, 1.4% of the total supply is equal to about just over 4% of the circulating supply, because the coins that we have that are for future rewards are not circulating right now. So our buy and burn on distribution X, although it doesn't look as big as the cash X, it's actually pushing forward a lot harder than the cash X one. If you understand what I mean.
Yes, it's good. Yeah, 1.38, I think we're at. That's of the total supply. But as you say, how much is that? It's only about, you worked it out about 30% is actually potentially out there in the market, isn't it, for DistroX?
Yes, exactly. So out of 42.5 billion was the initial starting. What we've burned, what's come out into the farm, we're below the 42.5 billion right now, right? Of circulating supply.
Nice. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to do the math. It's about 5%. So it's a bit similar to CashX, actually, isn't it? In a sense, of what's actually
Yes.
available, that 1.38 is actually just over 5% of the actual
Yes.
supply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looks are very deceiving. People have to understand that the total supply and the circulating supply is two separate things. And what's circulating right now? So that's what I mean. The Distribution X buy and burn is chugging along just a little faster speed.
That's good to know. They say it could be deceiving if you're just looking at percentages, but that's awesome. Excellent.
And we must not forget that the CashX Treasury has also DCA'd and holding liquid 415 million out of the circulating supply as well. Plus, both treasuries have bought distro and threw it into the farms as well, right?
Oh, sure. So that's as good to say. That's as good as burn in the sense of it ever being sold. Sorry, Capo, did I jump in before? Did you have another question, Club?
No other questions for the moment, no.
No worries, my man, no worries. We've got a couple of more lurkers probably listening, but if they've got any questions, please make it now, guys. Anything to do with Dividend X or just to throw out cash ways here. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up pretty soon because we obviously want to get this out so people can watch it and people can sacrifice.
The SAC is for 5 days. It's gonna finish on the 14th, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll do the airdrops. We'll set up the farms, and then trading will go live. So we're less than 5 days away already.
Okay, so
Treasury, we just launched the SAC, and there's already, I think, 47 million last time I checked, already SAC'd, right?
Let's have an up. Let's see if that's changed at all. 47. Well, what's that in about an hour then? That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, the sacrifice.
My battery on the phone is about to die, guys.
Say that again.
My battery on my phone is just about to die.
No
Couple
worries.
minutes more, it will be dead.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. Capo, was you saying something then, bud?
Yeah. How much we should promote this now in the community, or do we a song about this SEC because of 5 days?
Yeah, you can do a song, and yeah.
I'd say.
The problem is I'm shadow banned on X. When I release a song on X, I have 3 views, and when you do it, you have like 300. You know. That's why.
Yeah, I can share it. I can share it, no problem. You're just gonna make the tweet, and then I'll retweet the tweet because I don't know how to take the music and then put it onto X. And I'm not really like good with like technology, just crypto. That's it, man. You know.
Okay.
But I'll definitely retweet it. Put it in the tweet. Send me the tweet, and I'll retweet it.
Okay.
Awesome.
I need just better description around the coin, so there will be a website, I think, soon.
We're chatting to Telegram about that if you need some inspiration for your next song, buddy.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so SAC, you've got 5 days, 14th of June from whenever you're listening to this. Sacrifice address will be in the description on the YouTubes, but most importantly, get into the Telegram group. We will put this on X, so just get in touch. Basically, Telegram's best spot for it, isn't it? Okay, excellent. Well, Cash, as always, thank you, sir. Is there anything you want to leave us with? I think your battery might be going.
My battery's at 2%. It's gonna die.
No worries.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to get into something good, this is what you get into. And everybody will win, man. We can't lose. You know what I mean? We got a good treasury going, buy and burn, and we'll have the revenue share and the farms, so everything will be good. Okay, guys, my battery's about to die. I gotta go. All right.
Adios, guys. Pleasure. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye bye.
See ya. Bye.
Thanks.